will literally build you up every single rep that you do. Done correctly is the caveat. We've had over a dozen men go from a sub 300 pound squat to 750 or more in less than 2 years. And these are guys who've been working out for years already. So something like that doesn't typically happen under any condition, but to have many people who have done that just speaks to the value of doing this correctly. Because if you can have something that every single rep builds you up, you make perpetual progress.
It's very narrow versus here to here. There's like another 4 inches there, right? So she can put the bar right along that shelf, and you can see as she gets stronger, builds up some caps, some delts, some traps. She's gonna have a huge shelf to put a nice 300-pound bar on. I have less space. Okay? Not more surface space. So you're gonna get a nice shelf to do that, right? Not only that, when you're doing any lift, you want the barbell as close to your hips as possible in order for the leverages to be optimal. Okay? So if you're up here, you're lovely, but you're also further with your hips. If I drop it down, I'm more solid, especially if I squeeze my upper back hard. Now, if I drop my shoulders down my back, I'm actually going to get a little closer to my hips. See that? Chest comes up. Right? Now when it looks like this, there's between here and here.
One of the things, not the most important, the box is going to create a standardization of the means. When you get fatigued or something's new, or the weight gets heavy, what tends to happen? The depth starts getting cut, right? Mm-hmm. So that's not why we box squat, but that is why we use different height boxes at different times, so we can create a standardization of the mean. So in other words, you're going to squat to the exact same height every single time. The box will not accommodate your ego or your fatigue, right? It is what it is. So now it forces you to do something in a way that requires precision, even when you're tired, even when the weights are heavy. So that's part of it, but that's really more specific to why we change different box heights and this kind of thing. The main thing about the box is it really teaches you to use the most important squatting muscles, your hamstrings, your glutes, and your low back, basically your posterior chain, to extend the hip. So when you're box squatting, when you're doing it properly, you can sit back almost to a point that's farther back than you could sit if there was no box without falling over, because you're going to sit on the thing. The key then is not using the box as a tool just to stop and push off it, but you're going to sit all the way back, and really it becomes a pulling motion. This is going to sound a little confusing. When you're squatting on the box, it's really a lateral push, and you're pulling your hips through to come up. Show real quick.
Sure. You want a side view?
That's good right there. This is actually why you would use the box. So you can start in the right position, you can sit all the way back, and then by virtue of pushing out sideways, right? That's actually how she's going to come up. So she's not pushing down with her legs. She's not trying to stand up. She's pushing sideways, laterally. That's going to incent her hamstrings and glutes to pull through. If you notice, it's all hip flexion, so her butt goes all the way back, and then she pulls her hips and glutes through by pushing sideways. That's the reason we use the box. So if you squat to the same height box hundreds of times, when that box comes out, you're going to squat to the same depth, so it helps you to pattern where you're supposed to be. It also is going to build the stretch reflex, because a lot of people really over-rely on that momentum where they drop down and then try to come up, right? And that's only going to take you so far. When you learn how to sit on the box, you're dampening the stretch reflex. You're having to hold all that kinetic energy in the muscles and then use that power to create separation from the bottom. So, there you go. Boom. Even when the height changes, the mechanics don't change at all. So this will actually build your ability to stay tight in the bottom of the squat if you're using the box correctly. So when the box comes out, you should now have much greater control over the barbell than you did if you were just doing free squats all the time. Box squat is probably the most misunderstood, most misapplied tool in lifting right now. A lot of people see it, they see other people box squatting, they rock on the box, they drop the balance off of it, they touch and goes off of it, they use too high of a box or too low of a box, and then they say, box squatting doesn't work. This is why we've developed so many great squatters. Box
and it's hard not to. She just falls in the box. When that happens, you lose all tension. It's like a rubber band getting stretched. So when you lose it, you have nothing to tell you back up. If
Roll back this way.
you're tight, yes, if you're tight on the box, you're storing all that tension, all that energy that's going to help spring you back up. And when she was talking to me, right, she was telling me to go down a little faster. The reason for that is stress reflex. The faster you go down, the faster you're going to come back up. So that's all that means by tension and being tight on the box. Is you're spreading the core part as hard as you can, and you're just staying tight in your entire body. That's all it is. I am flexing. So when she's saying squeeze your butt, squeeze your leg, or squeeze anything, it's just flexing.
Between a 500-pound squatter and a 1,000-pound squatter, going to a lowish box for him, but that's about where he would be. Does it look much different?
No, mechanics are the same.
Mechanics are exactly the same. Tension to get up, right? So my job is to work hardest on the bottom. Right? A lot of times, especially in competition, if you've got hundreds of pounds on your back, getting down is the hardest part. You're storing 300, 400, 500 pounds of tension as you lower the weight so that you are actually countering that weight. When you come up, you can just spread the floor and engage your hamstrings straight up.